positive energy all the time. And I'm repping the city of Chicago. Rep your city, rep your city. Shout out to everybody over there on Twitch, all my people on Kick, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Pharaoh Said That, on Facebook, and everybody on Pharaoh El-Aton on Facebook. We got Washington, D.C. in the building. We got Greensboro, North Carolina in the building. We got Richmond, San Francisco, California. How you doing, More Power? Hope you're feeling better. That's what's up. Here we go. We got Washington, D.C. in the building. Rep your city, rep your city. Represent your city. Make sure you check me out on Kick. And make sure you check me out on Rumble and Patreon. Both of them, Rumble and Patreon. You also check me out on Rumble and Patreon. I'm going to have content over there that I don't have here. I hope y'all doing great. The beautiful Mrs. Moore is here. Hi, sweetheart. And here we go tonight. The situation with Diddy. I haven't been talking about it only if something interests me in it. And tonight I do have something that's interesting to me. And it's the way that they are dealing with his trials. Very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a trial like this before, conducted like this, where they're trying to get him and protect a lot of other people. This indictment is supposed to be a lot more people than just him. You could tell that they're protecting people. It's very unusual. Stesia, always a pleasure. What's going on, Craig? So we have Washington, D.C. in the building. I might have said that already. But it's what I've been saying, and it's more and more obvious as we go. Good to see you, G-Rod. It's more and more obvious that they're trying to dance around with this trial. We got Cleveland, Ohio in the building. Shout out to everybody in Cleveland. It's real obvious. I don't know if a lot of people see it. Some people are saying it don't look like they got a strong case. You can, and that's one reason why, because they're trying to get him without outing everybody that was involved. But overall, if I was a juror and if I was a juror and I had to deal with it, if I was a juror and I had to deal with being on a jury and I had to make a decision, yeah, I would find he's definitely guilty. He is 1,000,000% guilty. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. They got the RICO. They got him in a RICO clear. You know what I mean? Yeah, they might, you know, yeah, they might try to let him slide, but it's definitely a RICO case. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy about it. And it's very strange watching people go, commentators and stuff like that really don't understand how the law works. Like most people that say they don't see a RICO, they probably don't have a criminal background, probably. So they probably don't know what a RICO is. Some people are confused because they think a RICO involves a lot of people going to prison. But the reality is a RICO does involve some people breaking the law. So a RICO is not one person. But here's the thing. If I'm caught up in a RICO with 3 or 4 other people, if they want to get me bad enough, they'll lock me up for a RICO and they'll cut the other people a deal. So now when I come and say, well, he's got a RICO by himself. Well, all of these are my co-conspirators. We all got a RICO. They got a deal cut. So I'm the only one sitting in here. That's what's going on with that. That's exactly what's going on with that. But it's clearly a RICO. He ain't supposed to do no less than 30. They might could let him out in 25. You know what I'm saying? If I was a judge, how would I handle a case? Well, a judge can't do anything but just listen because it's based on a jury. So it's not a bench trial, so I don't have to make a decision. So my job as a judge is to make sure that the prosecutor and the defense stay within the rules of law on how we conduct a criminal trial, and to make sure that the jury follows the court's orders. That's all the judge has to do. The judge is not when you got a jury trial, the judge doesn't make any decisions. Only with a bench trial. So with a jury trial, I wouldn't have much to do with whether he's innocent or guilty. I wouldn't have to make that decision. So the judge doesn't have to make that decision. Now with a bench trial means no jury. So in my case, I had a bench trial. You could request a jury or a bench trial. In his case, I don't think he could request a bench trial, but he might have been able to. A jury trial is you get judged by a jury. A bench trial is you get judged by the judge. I chose a bench trial because all I got to do is convince the judge. If I got a jury trial, the jury's going to be a little more uh, hateful in Chicago. Now, if I was in some racist city where the judge is racist and the people are racist too, I would go for the jury. Hopefully, somebody on the jury let me go. As a bench trial, I mean, if it was a bench trial and I had to make a decision, uh, as a judge, if I was a professional, I would have no opinion yet. And so if I was a judge, I would have no opinion. If I was a professional judge, I have no opinion until all the evidence is presented, all the defense is presented, and then I would make my decision. I wouldn't be leaning. I'm leaning now because I'm not a professional judge. If I was a professional judge and I went by the law and I went by what I took an oath to do, I wouldn't make any decision until it's over. I'd have to look at all of the facts because anything can happen to wash away everything that happened up to this point. Say a jury trial, you found guilty, you get more time. However, your chances are better. Some judges don't play fair. It depends on what city you in. So that's how that works. It depends on where you're at. If you're in a city where they commit a lot of crime, your crime's not that serious. If you're in a smaller place where they don't commit a bunch of crimes, your crimes is very serious. So let's say I'm in Chicago. I go to court. I got a case for illegal substances. They caught me with like 10 pounds. But the guy that goes to see the judge before me, they caught him with 30 keys. So then the 10 pounds don't really uh, weigh that much behind the kilo. So it depends on what you did. But the more crimes, sometimes the easier it is to beat it, depending on what's the reputation of that city and that particular crime. But a bench In a big city like Chicago, bench is the only way I'm going. I'm not going on jury. Because the judge, if you got a really good attorney, first off, if you got a good attorney, you're walking anyway. And a good attorney is based on, is he plugged in with the legal set? Like in a city like this, you got judges, you got lawyers, and they have events like golfing. They have events, and they all be at these events. So if you have a really good lawyer that's at the events that the judges be at, or you have a lawyer that is well known in the justice system, it works like this. I get arrested. I come to court. You go to court before me. They bring you out the back first. They said, well, you did this, and this. Who's representing you? You say, you don't have a lawyer yet. They go, what? So let me get this straight. You doing this in my city and you not paying nobody no money? None of us is making no money? Okay. Give them a PD, a penitentiary deliverer. I come to court. They say, okay, you did all this. Do you have a lawyer? I say, yeah, my lawyer is George Pappas. The judge is like, oh, George. Now, here's where things go. The law is a system. It has to work. Everybody's got to eat or the system collapses. And so top lawyers have to win. Because if they don't win, they'll fall off. And so if you got a really good popular lawyer, because he's always in court, so everybody knows him because he's got a lot of clients, he's always in court. So if they see I got this lawyer up here, unless it's a very serious crime, they won't give me a state's attorney up here or a district attorney. They'll give me a kind of a younger one so that my lawyer can win. It's pretty much how it works. Because they don't want him to lose because it messes up his business. He won't have clients. It messes the whole system up. So some lawyers have to win or have to, even if you lose, I'm looking at 20, he get me like 2 years in probation, you know, and everybody find out, oh yeah, he good. So they gotta, now if your lawyer's not no good, then they'll bring in a top state's attorney and let him win or her win. So it's a lot of politics in it. And then it's who knows who. And so when I went to court, you know, I remember sitting out waiting on my lawyer to come, and I'm watching the other lawyers come, and they come, and it's like a little gate there. Then you go through that gate, and then the judge is there, and the little secretary's over there, the clerk. And so I remember all these lawyers coming in, and they standing at the gate, and they're asking the clerk this, and this. But I remember my attorney comes in, he just walks through the gate. He just walks up to the lady. So that showed you his clout. He wasn't standing back there behind the gate talking to her. He came in, they all knew him. That's how you win. You get what you pay for. But it depends on what city you is and you in. Is it racist? What did you do? How many times you've been arrested? All of that plays a part. But if you get the really good attorney in that city, the judge is going to cut the attorney a break, and that's how you're going to get cut a break. The judge doesn't want to see that attorney lose. And when the state doesn't want that attorney to lose, they'll give them a rookie and let the rookie prosecutor or rookie state's attorney, they'll let them take that loss because they're a rookie. They won't put two superstars against each other unless it's OJ or something like that. Other than that, it's gonna be offshooted. And that's gonna be based on your attorney. If your attorney's the top, they're gonna give somebody a break. Yeah, we call them penitentiary deliverers. So don't do the crime if you can't do the time, and don't do the crime if you ain't got a dime, because you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Now, with this case, they only want Diddy. Diddy's the only one they want to lock up. And they are making arrangements to make sure nobody else gets caught up into this case. The way it's being prosecuted, it's kind of like, say I'm doing crimes all over the place. I'm doing crimes here. And when I'm doing crimes here, it's like 5 people involved. And then when I'm doing crimes here, let's say it's 30 people involved. And these 30 people are really popular. And these crimes I'm doing here, I'm only doing with 5 people. And they not that popular. So what they'll do to bust me, they'll bust me for what I'm doing with them, to leave them out of it. That's what they're doing with Diddy. I'm kind of sure that when they ran in Diddy's house, they went in there mostly to protect people and they got information on other people and destroyed it. And he's pretty much being punished for having that, I assume, blackmail information on very high ranking people. I do not believe that raid had anything to do with this case. I believe that raid was to get rid of probably blackmail information he had on some higher ups. This is why he got raided, but didn't get arrested for what, a month or two? They don't do that. They would arrest you right there. When they went down to Florida and he was down there trying to get away, they would have cuffed him. He would have went, but they let him go because I believe they went in there and got the evidence that they needed to get. You know what I'm saying? They went in there to confiscate very important material. It's very obvious. That's why everybody's saying, well, this ain't no the case. What is this? Because it's really not what they raided for. The raid was bigger. The raid was something much bigger than this. I mean, you could tell. They didn't do all that for this. But he had got bigger than his britches, and what they do have, you know, they could send him bye-bye. Yeah, they could send him bye-bye. He's playing with some heavyweights. He's doing too much. There's too many people afraid of him. He knows too much. He started doing crazy things. You know what I'm saying? The brother that they took out, they didn't just take him out to try. The brother was doing too much. He was making faces. He lied about who he lived with and where he lived. Like, he basically got himself kicked off of there because you can't be no juror and lie. They ask you all of that, and you can't lie at all. So he lied, said one story, he said 3 different stories. So like, you know what? You got to go. That's why they got him out of there. If they want you, they ain't got to throw no juror out. They can make people an offer they can't refuse, and they're going to find you guilty when you're playing with the heavyweights. But uh, they're checking him out. They could possibly let him go. He could possibly get a break. I doubt it. I doubt it. But civilians would say, yeah, somebody, if you wasn't in the streets, you say, yeah. But if you was in the streets, he going bye-bye. Anytime you take your company business and use your company card to buy illicit substances, ah, yeah, you deserve to go to prison. Seriously. Like if you charge that stuff on your card and got the guy that was delivering it caught up, because he got caught up too. A lot of people, Diddy could have sent a lot of people to prison. The guy that was making the delivery of the substances, he could go to prison, but he's telling. He Diddy, Casey could have went to prison. The little girl said he hung her over the baluster, found out she was selling illicit stuff. She could be in prison. The what do they call it? One stop that was delivering all the illegal stuff. He could be going to prison. The workers that was coming there doing all that stuff, that's illegal prostitution. They could go to prison. Diddy is pimping. That would be considered pimping. I mean, that's pimping. Period. That's not no party if you paying workers to come and do that. That's prostitution. It's just people don't understand the law. Oh, that's illegal. If you paying people to do that, and it's not 100% a professional movie, and it's like some underground stuff, and it's all of this shady dealings, you going to prison. Yeah. At his age, he could easily get life basically for that functioning like that. It is coerced. If you work for me and I got you doing all this stuff, all you got to do is say you feel like you had to do it or you lose your money. That's coercion. Like, he's threatening them, their careers. He's a big mogul. He could blackball you. The whole thing is coercion. Then he gives you illicit substances where you don't know what. That's coercion. If I get you drunk, all of that's illegal. If you're doing all that with your employees, that's illegal. If you got a company and you got your employees coming around doing that, you going to prison. You're going to lose your company. Like, you can't look at Tyler Perry. He's got the guy doing movies. He keeps hassling the dude. That's illegal because they're going to say you're the power. You're the boss. And you're using your status that they work for you to make them do stuff they probably wouldn't do if you wasn't the boss. He broke a lot of laws. You got, man, let me tell you something. Any of you brothers over here, if they found illegal substance in your house and a gun with the serial numbers filed off, you going bye-bye. You're doing 20, 25 just for that. You're going to do 20, 25 for that. That weapon with the serial numbers filed off and all that illicit stuff, yeah, a lot. That's he looking at 30 to 50. Facts. Get caught with a weapon with the serial number filed off. You'll see. Boy, you're doing 20 for that. Just that, you're going to get a 20 piece. Ask somebody. You're going to do a 20 piece for that. That's illegal. If you're in the streets and you're doing crimes, you know that you got to have the illicit stuff here, the weapons here, and the money there. If they find all three of them together, you're going bye-bye. You are going bye-bye. And if you use your business card to buy the illegal substances, you going bye-bye. The company that delivered them going bye-bye. You going, what he did, you going bye-bye. That's why it's crazy to see citizens defending them, not knowing if it was you going bye-bye. Anybody watching me, if you're just a regular citizen and you do any of that, you're going to jail, to prison for a long time. If you get a break, you're going to do 20. You know, you use this business card. Come on, man, you're going to prison forever. You know how much stuff he had? That's why I keep saying illicit. I can't even name what he had. And what he had was super illegal. He had that dangerous stuff. A lot of it. Now, if you got that and you giving it to the women and getting them, that's coercion. You getting them addicted, and then you plan on their addiction. I just watched the guy do the interview. He said when he went, he said Diddy tried to film him. He told him, no, don't film me. And he closed the laptop too. Then you recording people without their consent. All that's illegal. Then you flying around doing it. That's trafficking. If you take Casey from here somewhere else to do that, and it's not 100% a legal pornography business where you would have to have your paperwork to show that's what you do, and there's rules to shooting pornography. I hope y'all know that. There's rules and regulations to that. You can't just shoot pornography. No. Every business has stipulations and rules in order for you to get your license to do it. And your license gonna say, well, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. He was just doing whatever he wanted to do. He shouldn't even been doing that. Why would Diddy, that's got movies, you got all this, well, you got Drink Champs and all these people signed to your business. Like, what? Why would you be doing anything sleazy like that? And you got Nori and all them working with your company, and you doing sleazy stuff. And now you ruining everybody, and everybody don't know you doing sleazy stuff. And we signed to you your various businesses. You bring all the businesses down. How you think Nori feel right now? Well, he stepped down from that company, but still, Nori and them tripping off camera. Trust me. Who does that? And then you using your own supply on top of all that. You a boss like that, and you tweaking. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you supposed to get 50 years. He's supposed to get on the streets, he's supposed to get 50 years just for tweaking like that. Look at Tony Montana, how he went out at that level. He got addicted. See, addiction, alcoholism, substance abuse, sexual addiction. These things have ruined a lot of people. These things will ruin you. You know, the more money you get, the more straight you got to walk. You got to walk straight when you getting money. When you get money, you got to walk straight. That's what come with it. You want to get money, you got to walk straight. Your wife got to walk straight. Your children are right till they get a certain age. When they get to high school, they got to walk straight. Can't be no crooked nothing when you get to that type of international status. He's finished no matter who's going to work with him. Everybody around him now, you're going to look like you participated. Everybody that's been around him, they look like they participated. People talking about Will Smith. People talking about everybody he's been around. He's damaged everybody that's been around him. He damaged them. Exhibit A. Y'all got on matching clothes and stuff. Meek Mill is done. It's finished. Not to mention the recording that's going around. He's done. Y'all in the pool and Diddy calling you daddy. And that one recording, they say it's him. I don't know if it is or not, but if it is, who gonna take Meek Mill serious? She's done. Y'all got on matching outfits, bro. Are you supposed to be a rapper? You can't even show me a regular man that's gonna wear a matching outfit. Not alone no rapper. Come on, man. Diddy's going down as I'm saying. Soon as this man hit the stand, it's all over. I don't know why you would get him involved knowing he gonna tell. Him, why you think he ain't doing 10, 15, 20 years? Because he finna tell. He was the mule. He was the one running the stuff. Why you think he ain't in prison? He ain't in prison because he finna tell. That's another rule of the streets. Don't bring nobody into this that can't handle it. Don't get so thirsty that you bring somebody into these criminal acts that you know ain't built like that. He made all the mistakes. Bro, you brought this dude into all that illegal stuff. He gonna tell everything. This is who's gonna send him under the prison. Why you think they saving him for almost to the end? Everybody talking about the prosecution ain't made their case. Now let me tell you something. The prosecution ain't gonna make their case till the end. you bad if you know anything about the court system. The prosecution is sitting on the super bomb. What they'll do, they'll throw a bomb out there, boom. Then the defense will try to throw a bigger bomb, boom, boom, and try to shut it down. They're like, okay. Then they'll throw a prosecution throw a soft bomb out there, boom. Prosecution throw a soft bomb, boom. The defense like, bow, bow, bow. Everybody like, the defense is winning. Prosecution like, okay. Then they throw a couple taps out there, tap, tap. Prosecution, the defense like, but they still ain't hit you with the whammy zammy because they're not going to hit you with that till it's almost time to deliberate. They're going to make sure when the jury leave, they're going to be done heard the worst stuff right before. And boy, let me tell you, what they probably finna hear when they get into the end, they're going to be like guilty. Guilty. Because he got a European jury, and when they hear this guy's story, and they're going to say, you took that poor kid that had a great life, and you ruined his life and had him doing, because he going to tell everything. His mom and daddy told him, you better tell him everything. You can imagine his parents is pissed. Prosecutors prosecute. And they can't do nothing dirty if you don't give them no dirt. You got to understand. People that say the prosecution, I get arrested. People that say the prosecution playing dirty. But I'm playing dirty too. I'm lying too. I ain't playing fair. I'm trying to beat this by any means. So it's not fair to say the prosecution playing dirty. I'm playing dirty too. I'm going to be playing dirty. I'm going to be lying. I'm going to be all that. I'm going to be trying to flip the story around too. All is fair in love and war. At the end of the day, the reason I'm sitting in here is because I slipped up. Period. Anybody will tell you that. In 90% of the cases, because there is 10% where they just frame you with it, but in most of these cases, the criminal messed up. You made a mistake. You got sloppy. You got sloppy. And bam, they got you. You got sloppy. It's not like they just got you. He gonna tell everything. The mailman, you know he gonna tell everything. And they got a secret weapon. Ain't no telling who it is. But I don't see him beating this. Based on him using his own credit card for his company, for like Bad Boy Global, and he used that to buy stuff and left a paper trail, and then had all that stuff still at your crib. Bro, you going to jail. You got all that stuff. You that rich, you got all that stuff at your mansion. You all up in the hotel, jumping on Casey, knowing it's on film, thinking that you could get somebody to buy the film, and you talking about you trying like you a gangster, knowing they're gonna make a copy. So then you paid them to delete the copy, but one of the guards took it with his phone and it still got out. He paid to get rid of that footage in the hotel, but right before they got rid of it, one of the guards shot it on his camera. How you gonna be a criminal and got all these people in the mix? Crime is he got everybody in the mix. You know, this dude is he had lost his mind. Like he lost his mind. He's supposed to go to prison. Like you get sloppy like that and you rich like that and you did all that work to get up there. On top of that, Biggie and Tupac got caught up in your mess. Him and Suge both supposed to do 1,000 years. I have no sympathy for them. You did all of that, both of them, to get to that point to throw it all away. Both of them. Look at Suge. Same thing. Boy, you did all that and lost it all. Clowning. Forget you doing crimes. And Diddy, he the only one they want. They don't want everybody else. See, because Diddy, okay, it's like this. I get out here. I'm around this person, I'm around that person, I'm around this person. We doing stuff. We doing weird stuff. But nobody gonna know because all they see is just a picture of me and you. So now let's say I was around you 5, 6 years ago. Then you get to doing something so crazy. Now they pull my pictures back up. So now they pull all these pictures up. And now when everybody look back, they can see it. When you look back, you go, oh yeah. Look how he looking at Diddy. What kind of man gonna look at you like that when you get ready to take a picture? Diddy gave his wealth away. Been a goofy from day one. Look, when you look back, you see what you see it. Where you think he learned all that from? You think he just came in the game doing that? No, he was going to that stuff. He was Meek Mill. Look how they look. Look how sweet Diddy look on this picture. When he got Biggie, he tried to go bad boy. He tried to look like a gangster. But this the real him. This the real him. He learned. Okay, he tried to do what they was doing, but he ain't them, cause they know how to tone it down a little bit. Although the Abercrombie and Fitch dude did, and that's why he in a mess. But you can just look, and now when you look at this stuff down, you see what it is. This preacher got to quit because his name down there where he at, all kind of allegations. He was so sloppy. He got to leave his church. He was so sloppy. Like when you look back, you can see Diddy, was sweet. You can see that bad boy stuff, that's not him. This is him right here. This is the real Diddy. Yeah, he tried Tupac. Tupac walked out. So he been like that. The bad boy thing was something he just did because he tried to be like that because Biggie was from the streets. So now when he got Biggie, it's bad boy for like, but he was still dancing all around like a girl. It was never bad boy. It was always soft. He wasn't never, he was always this guy. He wasn't never, he ain't no gangster. He a goofy. He just is a really good executive producer. You know what I'm saying? He know how to get the artist, and he's one of the best executive producers. He could really good. Diddy never was no gangster. Go back and look at the videos. He was always dancing around. He wasn't never that. Go back and watch his video. He never sold himself as no gangster. He's every step I take, I be missed. That's Diddy. He never was take that, take that, take that. He was always a dancer. He wasn't never no gangster. He was in a compromising situation where he had certain artists with him, and he had to not mess up their image. Okay? So if you got Biggie, you got Black Rob. So now he's in a situation where he got these hardcore rappers, and if he's too soft, he ruined their reputation. So he had to try to help their reputation because they signed to him. How hard can they be if he too soft? So he tried to tone it down and be a little more street, not to hurt his artists. That's all that was about. But he still had the locks with shiny, glittery suits that had mace. You know, he couldn't help it because that's just what he was. He couldn't fake it. He couldn't fake it. But he got sloppy. He got sloppy, and cigarettes, alcohol, illegal substances, sex, these things, food, these things will destroy you. You'll actually eat yourself to death. You'll actually drink yourself to death. So he got all these bad habits. He was bound to fail. When you get in the game, you hustling, whether you trying to get a record label or whatever, you start cutting vices. You can't have more money and vices. You can't be trying to get money and trying to sleep with a few women and get money because that's going to turn into 20, 30. That's going to turn into too many women. That's going to turn into you being sloppy. That's going to turn into people making accusations. So the more money you get, the more you shut down. These people think you can get money and open up. No, you have to shut down. The more money you get, you have to shut down. You have to be clean. You have to be level-headed. And you can't be seen. He want to be seen too much. He was outside too much. He was doing too much. He wanted to party. You can't get the money and party. Because now you ain't being true to yourself. You said you wanted to get in it to get the money. But then when you got in it, you didn't want the money. You want to clown. You want to buy a bunch of junk. You want to. So that ain't what you said you want to get into it for. So it's always going to fall. Even if you're just a regular person, even if you're a businessman or you got a good job, if you get away from your original dreams, you're going to crash. If you get into all the cars and all that, you're going to be broke. He made negative decisions before he did that. He'd been making negative decisions. The East Coast, West Coast beef, negative. He's making bad decisions the whole time. Sloppy. He was sloppy from the very beginning. He was sloppy. Remember he cracked dude over the head with a bottle because he wanted to, in the Nas video, right? And he was on the cross and he wanted dude to take that part out. He was supposed to, he could have went to prison right then. Shine, he was with Shine. They said Diddy did that. They said Shine didn't even do the shooting. Diddy shot. The lady said Diddy shot her. The lady that lost her eye. She said Diddy shot her, not Shine. She said Shine shot up in the air. And Diddy, when she looked, Diddy shot her right in the face. Then he ran with J-Lo and threw the gun away and all that. Everybody knew. Well, those that know Diddy did that. He was trying to be something he not. He got it in him because his daddy had him in him. But what happened to his daddy? His daddy was a snitch and everything went bad for his daddy. So Diddy was trying to play both sides instead of just keeping his nose clean and going straight. And then he's the kind of person to do anything for anything. So he'd definitely sell his soul to make it. And so they broke him into the game. He been messed up. He's all messed up. Anytime you got to look at a woman be with a man to get excited, it's the man that's getting you excited. So all you got to do is listen to the story. You see what was up with him. He wasn't excited over them ladies. He was excited over those men. Which ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you into. But when you rich like that, you got to make up your mind what you're going to do. And when you rich like that, you gotta hide that. You can't be where he's at in the game and do that. If you want to do that, then you got to come out and you got to cater to that side. You'll be fine. But you can't pretend you're this super masculine male over here and you're doing this feminine stuff over there. That'll ruin your whole label. You got to stand on what you really are. You'll be all right. He was one person trying to pretend he was another person. He was going to extremes to pretend he was that person. He was trying to play both sides of the fence. He was trying to really do three sides of the fence. He was trying to act like he liked ladies. He was trying to hide that he liked men. He was trying to act like he was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? It was too many different roles. Like, bro, you can't be all that. You all over Kid Cudi house, doing crazy stuff, firebombing cars. Yeah. With all that money, who in their right mind gonna beat a lady up in a hotel knowing it's recorded? So see, he been trying to throw it away. He could have went to prison right then. He could have went to prison right then. Diddy had one personality. He was pretending with the others. This is Diddy. Them other characters is not Diddy. And then when you get on them substances, you be having personality changes. But it ain't intentional. He was in the rap genre at the time where you couldn't be soft, but he is soft. So he had to get out there. A lot of them were soft. Russell Simmons, I can name them. It was a whole bunch of people in that didn't fit what was expected in the rap community. And they look at Russell had to run. Russell had to run or he'd be in prison too. Because they in something And then they put on a facade to sell records, but the real them ain't. And then money and power mess you up. And so when you get money will really mess you up. And people don't know it, but money give you power, and that power will ruin you. So it ain't the money that ruins you. It's the power you get from having the money will destroy your whole life. Because what happens is you do what our grandparents say, you lose your mind. So it's like you're not even thinking clearly at all. Like people would be surprised. You don't be thinking clearly at all. You don't be thinking clear. A lot of times you be in prison or in jail before you wake up. I remember sitting in the Cook County jail. I think I had probably been in there like 2.5 months. And then it just hit me. I was sitting at the table. It just hit me. Like I woke up and it just hit me. I'm like, what the hell was you doing? Crazy stuff. I was doing crazy. I don't know. What I was thinking. I came out lucky. I just woke up. It took me 2.5 months too. It took me 2.5 months in the county jail for like serious. I'm thinking, dude, you can't. Even though I got in trouble, I beat it. But I could have really went bye-bye with what I used to be driving around with in my car. Who do that? You would not believe what I had hid in my car every day. If they would have caught me in my car with that stuff, I would have went straight to prison. And I had no idea. I had lost my mind. But I lost my mind after I got stabbed. So I had been lost my mind. So I had been lost my mind after I got stabbed. Because my whole motivation in the game was to unalive somebody. So I got in the game crooked. I got in the game trying to get money, enough money to go take care of somebody. If I got 50 million right now, would I still be level headed? I mean, yeah, because $50 million ain't shit, man. That ain't nothing. 50 million ain't nothing. 100 million, that stuff ain't nothing. You can get 50 million on Thursday and be dead that next Wednesday. So what is 50 million if you're dead? The main thing is staying alive. If you ain't alive, you ain't got nothing. That's why it don't say wealth is health. It don't say wealth is health. It say health is wealth. If you ain't healthy, you can't be wealthy. You can't be wealthy in the cemetery. You can't be wealthy in the nursing home. If I had 50 million at this age, I wouldn't be trying to grow it. I'd get 50 million this age. I give all my kids 5 million. Whatever. I take like, okay, I got 50. I got 6 children. I'll take like 20 and divide that by 6 and get them that. 30 million is enough. Whatever. I wouldn't be trying to invest the 30 million and make no more money. For what? That money, just put it in the bank is to make money. You know what I'm saying? Why would I roll dice with it? Put it in the bank and live off the interest. I want to be trying to invest and lose my, man, you better buy, invest in this. I take 15 million, invest it, lose it. Chasing, listen, getting rich and then chasing more riches is for a fool. That's for a fool. Now you're a fool because you get the money and what you trying to do? You got $50 million. That ain't enough? Okay, you're a fool. Because I'm not going to buy no $1 million house or none of that. I'm not finna let this money get ate up with all this garbage. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna even want nobody to know I got 50 million. I'm gonna want to live a regular life. It's just foolishness. Like I said, people ain't no real, I'm a real businessman. So you give me 50 million, I ain't gonna want nobody to know. The hell I want you to know for? Now I gotta have security, I got problems. Let me get a regular house, my little stuff on there. If I got 50 million, I could just buy any old cheap house and fix it. I have enough money to fix it. So I'm still gonna be cutting deals. Why would I go just throw a bunch of money away when I can go get a house that's foreclosed, get it all gutted? I can get it all gutted and bought up to how I want and live there. And I didn't save money because I built it and put the investment in and brought the price of it up. Why would I go? I wouldn't invest it if I was young, knowing what I'm knowing now. For what? Why would I do that? When the interest gonna pay me to live the rest of my life off of the interest and still have money left over. I'm not going to doing all that. Why would I? Why would I? I get 50 million. I'm retired. I don't care if I'm 20 or whatever. Boom, it's over with. I used to shoot dice. Once you win, you quit. You don't keep shooting until you lose it back. The game is to hit them, and then quit. Not stay out there. You didn't want $20,000. You want to try to win 40, lose the whole 20 back. Like stupid stuff. That ain't no smart business move. If I'm not married, I don't want my wife to know I got that money. For what? She gonna start acting different. Now, if she was with me when I got it, I gotta work on her to make sure she know. Listen, we not doing all that. We are not throwing this money away. I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. This money means we can relax. We don't gotta do like everybody else. Gotta work like a dog. So don't expect me to get $50 million and still go out here chasing it like a fool. Like a fool. People chase money and don't even take care of their body, don't even take care of their health. They chasing money, fall over, just chasing and chasing. A lot of these billionaires, they chase it, they get all this money, they pass down their family. Their family be broke in 5 years, 10 years. All that hard work you did, your next generation lose it all anyway. You got no guarantee the next generation even gonna take care of it, maintenance. Your son might be Diddy. You already see what he gonna do with it. He gonna go to prison. So there's no super guarantee. So what are you doing? You want 100 million? You want $1 billion? I mean, cool if that's what you want, but I can't see wanting $1 billion. What the hell I'm gonna do with $1 billion? What I'm finna do with it? Would I put it in a high yield savings account, a retirement fund? I wouldn't put in a retirement fund because I'd be retired already. As soon as I get that money, as far as high yield, I put in whatever bank is going to give me the most interest. I just throw it in there and leave it. I wouldn't. I put so much 10 in this bank, 10 in this bank, 10 in this bank, 10 in that bank. I'm not, but see, I'm not into the system. That's why I work for myself. So I'm not into the Babylon system. So if I get a lot of money, I'm not jumping into the Babylon system. Why would I do that? Why would I go, I got to invest and looking? I'm not finna do all that, man. I got this money. I could chill. I'm not looking at nothing. I don't care nothing about no stocks, bonds, none of that. Get my calculator, look at my expenses, how long it's going to cost me to live for 30, 40 years. Let's say I'm 20 years old. I'm going to live to 100. How much it's going to cost me to live to be 80? Okay, I got 50 million. I could live to be 80 off of 20 million, maybe less. Cool. That's 30 million left. I'm not finna, I'm not getting ready to get, nah. Because I'm not finna make this big investment that's gonna eat it back up. For what? That's what people mess up. They get the money, now they start investing a whole lot of money. I'm not doing all that. That's for fools. That's for fools. Then you get to the point where the money on you, you don't own the money. I've been telling people that. When you get money, if you don't watch it, you ain't got nothing. The stuff owns you. The car owns you. The house owns you. The bank account owns you. Everything owns you. You spend the rest of your life managing junk. You don't even have a life no more because you manage junk. I learned that early in the game. I didn't like it. I didn't like a new car and you wiping on it every day. And I didn't like that stuff. You got jewelry. Now you got to make sure you put it so nobody can't steal it. You wearing it. You can't just wear it because everybody don't got it. So you can't just go out in a really expensive watch because everybody don't got a really expensive watch. If the wrong person see with the watch, they're going to take it. So it's too much. Now you got to watch my stuff. I got to put my stuff. I need a certain alarm system for my house. I got my stuff, you know. And so your whole life becomes protecting your stuff and putting up your stuff and watching your stuff. And you don't even got no life no more. Your whole life is your stuff. Your whole life is your house. You walk around wiping on this house and pilling on this house and the house. You worry about the house, 20 years old, 30, 40, 50. You worry about the house. Next thing you know, you're 70 years old. Now you got to leave the house to somebody that don't give a damn about the house. You did all that for what? I'm not do. I'm not doing all that. That's too much. To each his own, though. It's too much. You learn that as soon as you get in the game if you're smart. Diddy should have been learned that. He should have been learned that. As soon as you get in the game, that's the first you learn that early. By the time you make your first 100,000, you should have been and learned that. If you ain't learned that, you're just a sucker. Everything you got is more valuable than you. You have no value. All your value is your junk and your money. You have zero value. You're worth nothing. The stuff is worth, the stuff is worth everything. Now you got a bunch of stuff around a bunch of people ain't got no stuff. And then sometimes you forget. You the housewife of Atlanta. You go somewhere, come back there and broke your house, stole all that stuff. Because you forgot. You get so comfortable with all this stuff you got. You forget about the sharks and the wolves. As soon as you forget about the sharks and the wolves, as soon as you slip 1 minute, they pulling you out that car. And they driving off with it. If you live through it. Because you out there, but everybody's watching you. And it's not comfortable. It is not comfortable when you drive down the street and everybody's looking at you. They ain't paying attention to all these other regular cars. Your car go down the street. Everybody's looking at you. And you got all this fancy stuff. Your house, your car spells, come unalive me. That's all it's saying. Come do something to me. That's what it's saying. I know y'all starving. Come do something to me. Look at me. I'm the one with stuff. Come get it. That's basically what it's saying. Let's take a break and we'll finish. Check me out on Pharaoh Said That Live. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, you buy that if you like it. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, G-Rod, you buying stuff because you didn't have nothing. Most of the time. You're not really buying it for you because when you're driving it, you can't see it. We dress, everything we do is for other people to see, basically. But it's just not comfortable being seen like that. It's not comfortable. To me, it's just not comfortable. If you're not a realist, it's probably comfortable. But if you're a realist and you know how dangerous it is out here, you don't want everybody looking at you. You don't want to drive down the street and everybody look at you. Let them look at somebody else. This is something you got to learn. You got to learn the hard way. You don't want everybody looking at you. I remember one time I had all this white gold. And these were some Rastas. And they was trying to throw the Haile Selassie Festival again. And when I used to go around people, I used to wear my dark sunglasses. So I had all these white gold rings on. There's two Rastas sitting over there. So what I used to do is I would turn my head this way and look that way. And when I looked, they was looking at my fingers. They were staring at my fingers. They were staring at my rings. And these supposed to be like These supposed to be Rastas. These supposed to be brothers that, that don't care about material. I look like that. And they was looking right in my hands, all them rings on. And I was carrying. They was Rastas, but I was Rasta a little bit. But I had something go with the rings. See, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm a realist. So I know I got all this stuff. So I had an equalizer. If you look a little bit too much, you might not see nothing else. You know, you might not be able to see at all. You might get your eyes closed looking at me too much. Because I was a realist. I knew what was going on. So now when I see them staring at my hands, I want to do something to them. That's on them. To each his own. That's not life. Life is eating good, exercise, and take care of your health so you don't be in a nursing home, so you can live out more years. Life is not getting a bunch of material stuff and passing away early. Biggie was rich. Tupac was rich. Suge was rich. Diddy was rich. How's that working out for him? Health is the real wealth. If you don't have that down, the money gonna kill you because you're gonna go and you're gonna eat more garbage. You're gonna live a more horrible life. I'm just telling you what I know for a fact. You can't find love. How you know this woman love you and you got all this money? How you gonna find love? Can you say she really love you when you got all this wealth? No, you cannot. The woman that gets with you when you poor, you can say she love you. But the one that get with you when you got a lot of money, do she love you? Does anybody love you? People that used to love you start thinking about your money and they don't even love you. And if you don't give them, give, they hate you. So it's like it's cool. Everybody want to be, they call it successful. I just don't like none of them terminology and none of that ideas. And that's what happened to Diddy. Diddy got out there. I remember Biggie and Diddy was in a raggedy van, broke down in Illinois, trying to do a show right outside Chicago. No air condition. They were struggling to get to where they got. And finally, they bust through and they got what they wanted to get. And they should have stayed with the music, did the thing, but they should have toned down the richness and all that. They should have just got the money. Because when you got a business or you got something and you get the money and then you let them know you get the money, they'll stop giving you the money. That's why a lot of these companies, you don't know who own them. Because the owner, if you knew the owner and knew how much he was worth, you'll stop buying his product. So the way they make money is they don't let you know they own that. They don't let you know the owner. I just seen somebody did a thing of the 5 richest men in Chicago. Don't nobody know none of them. I know they're gonna be pissed that this dude exposed them like that. They're not gonna be happy about that. Because they just wanted to get their money and just keep it quiet. He done went and told who they was. I said, dude, do you know they don't want you finding this information out and telling everybody? You messing their life up. They was able to walk around and nobody recognized. He done went and told everybody who they are. That's what happened to this dude. It happens to a lot of them. They be gone. They destroyed their whole life. His whole life, he threw it away because of the money. He wouldn't have been doing all that if he didn't let that money go to his head. You think he would be doing all that crazy stuff? He thought he had that money. He just lost his mind. He just think it's crazy. If you're around 20 dudes and y'all start getting money, y'all all fall out. You're not going to stay close. You know what I'm saying? Diddy was a hard-working guy in the music industry. Came up with a family. His daddy was, doing crime. His mama was involved in the situation. He grew up under that. He grew up under that. But then he became a hard-working dude, throwing parties when he went to Harvard. Howard, when he went to Harvard, he started throwing parties. He started hustling, and he worked hard. And like I say, he's one of the best music producers, executive producers ever. I think as far as rap, I believe he's the best executive producer ever to me. Just based on how grimy Biggie was and how he took Biggie from over here and seen he could rap and had Biggie rap on stuff Biggie never would have rapped on none of that. As a matter of fact, Biggie said he didn't like none of them, so he didn't want to rap on that. So I look at Diddy as the greatest executive producer in hip hop history. Because he seen this dude could rap and he convinced him, bro, just rap like you rap. Don't worry about the beat. Don't worry about the beat, bro. Just rap how you rap. You could rap. Don't worry about the beat. Let me worry about that. Just rap. And he put him on that Biggie. Biggie wouldn't have rapped on that. Never. Puff produced that. Puff is the man. He's the number, to me, he's the number one. It was hard to get Snoop right, but Snoop was closer. Snoop was closer to what he was ending up doing. Biggie was way over here, and Puff had him do stuff way over there. It was genius. I can't take away from him. To me, it's like the greatest. Dre can't mess with Puff. Dre can't mess with Puff. Plus Dre didn't do a lot of that stuff. Hurt him bad, Dash. They did. Dre stole people's credits. Dre not that. That's all. No, Dre not that. Dre stole everybody's credits. Dre can't mess with Diddy. Ain't no way in the world. Dre can't mess with Jermaine Dupri. Diddy and Jermaine Dupri is at the top. I mean, I understand what Diddy. I understand what he went through. I know what happened to him. He started getting high on his own supply. First problem. He started using. That's his main problem. He started using. That's his main problem. He started using. When we get money, we don't drink, we don't use. Period. Period. Young brothers watching me. You start getting money, You don't get drunk. You don't use. If you got some herb, you and put it down. You don't smoke. You can't get money like that. I would I would roll up one, hit it, put it in the ashtray. If my queen didn't blow it away, that thing would last a week to 10 days. Facts. Because I didn't want to get high. I wasn't smoking to get high. I didn't smoke weed to get high. You know what I'm saying? I was hustling, hustling, hustling. So when I came in, I didn't smoke weed to get high. I'm up here. I'm hustling. So I used to smoke it to come down a little bit. But I don't want to come so down where I got to go back and get some more money. So I got to stay like this. So I just hit it and put it down. And I come back and my wife and killed it. That was my second wife. She said, where my thing at? It's gone. And my third wife, both of them. I come back, it's gone. Where the thing at? It's gone. You know? Yeah. I mean, what you mean they be saying? They say, are these the rules they youngins be blaming the OGs for not teaching them when they get in the crew? I mean, ain't no youngins in no crew with no OGs first. Ain't no youngins in the crew. That's the first thing. And then the crews the youngins get in, they be following idiots. So you can't follow no idiot and then say you didn't learn nothing, follow no idiot. You following dudes in and out the penitentiary. But there's no youngins be in your crew. A crew be all the same age. A real crew. A real crew, if I'm 36, dude 38, dude 35, dude 33, a real crew is all in the same age group. We all in our late 30s. Ain't nobody in our crew 20 years old. So right then when you hear them say that, that's make believe. Because in real crews, everybody's the same age. Everybody's within 5 years of each other. There is nobody I know, because in a real crew, you don't know them. You don't know them. You working with people you know, and you know your age group. I don't know him. He only 20. So when they be saying the OGs ain't teaching them, they be lying. What OGs? OGs don't mess with you. What OGs? OGs don't walk around teaching. I'm not gonna be walking up and down the street. Come here, man. Let me teach you something. Like that's not real. Like OGs don't be teaching. I'm on the internet. Y'all watching me on y'all own. I'm not gonna walk up and teach y'all nothing. People get that mixed up. I come here, I go live, you come watch me. That's on you. That's why I don't be want to listen to nobody, because this ain't no fair exchange. This is me talking. You listen or don't. But as far as in the world, I don't talk to nobody like this, and I don't talk to nobody in real life like that. I'm not stopping on the street trying to talk to nobody, even my own children. If a circumstance don't come up, we don't talk. It have to be a circumstance come up. So I say, well, why'd you do that? Blah, 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 based on that circumstance. But I'm not just calling my grown children trying to teach them nothing. I mean, it's just, it don't be nobody around. Only little boys hang out. When you get older, you don't got nobody you be around like that. Even when I was hustling, I wasn't around the dudes I was hustling with. I wasn't around them. The guy I cop from, I might not see him for 3, 4 weeks. I'm working. I ain't got time to go stand up under him for what? He working, selling stuff. I'm selling stuff. He's selling stuff. We around our customers. We can't get no money standing around each other. The money's out there. There's no money. The crew can't make money off the crew. Stuff come in, the crew, we go get it. We might talk, hey, and bam, we gone. Everybody got a route. My boy, he got to go downtown. He go downtown. He got to come in, get up. He got to get his stuff. He got to go downtown, get up. I might see him in 2 weeks or something. Like everybody's got a different schedule too when you hustling. Everybody's working a different. We ain't on the same time. You don't have no time. You on your customer's time. On your customer base. You on their time. So I'm running around here and he running around there and he running around there. We ain't got no time to be. A lot of times when we see each other, I say, what up, man? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my pager go off. All right, man, look, I got to go, man. My pager going off. I got to go. Plus, standing up under people, that's a RICO. So I didn't like to stand next to the crew. Spread out. Why are we all bunched up? You don't be bunched up. Stay away from each other. You don't talk on the phone. Stay away. You don't hang out. If you're a crew and you're doing crimes, never get around each other. Stay away from each other. Then you won't get a RICO. Basically, duh. You try to meet up and go. Them ain't crews. Them ain't no crews. Them is just a bunch of losers, bro. You ain't gonna see no crew. If you see a crew, they not a crew. Them just a bunch of goofies. You not gonna see no crew. That's what I'm trying to tell you, G-Rock. Those ain't crews. Those just a bunch of losers running around. You not gonna see no crew. The crew don't even see the crew. You might see him today. You might see him 2 weeks from now. We never. Plus the crew. Plus you don't have a crew because the person that got all the work, he's serving a lot of different people. You don't know who he's serving. Now he might be close with me and 2 other dudes, but he's also close with these 2 dudes, and he also close. So he got a lot of little small, what you would call crews. The main man is getting the work in. He around this dude and this dude. He around me and this dude. He around this dude and this dude because he got the big work. So he's around a lot of what crews. That's what saying no crew. Because everybody's got a different job. So the one with all the work coming in, he's got clientele that we don't know his clientele. You're not up under each other like that. That's TV. That's the TV. That's TV. That's not real. That's TV. That's not real. You run around getting it and you got customers and you ain't got time to hang around nobody else. He got customers, you got customers. What time we got to hang out? We don't got no time to hang out. We don't really hang out. It's rare. Well, we got enough time to stand around. Hell, you can't even spend no time with your woman. How you gonna hang with a dude? Your woman complaining. You ain't got no time. It's a real job. And it's dangerous. You're around some dangerous people. And the police. Because one of these dudes could bring the police back to you. If somebody go out and get sloppy, that's what happened to Diddy. People going out there and bringing the police back to him. He understand that. No, they'll bring the police back to you. So if you run around if you run around, it's dangerous. Like if you're a woman and you with a dude and he's always with these dudes, you in danger because he's gonna bring them killers right back to you and the police right to your door. So we don't hang out, so we don't bring nobody back to the queen. You know what I'm saying? All you're gonna do is bring somebody back to the queen. It's all cutthroat. It's Diddy was surrounded by. Wasn't Diddy the boss? Ain't no boss. Ain't no boss. That's what he's finding out now. Ain't no boss. He thought he was the boss. That's his problem. Really in crime, ain't no boss. How many mafia bosses got knocked over? If you're the boss, why are you unalived? Ain't no boss. You understand? Diddy was a genius. Diddy knew how to make money. Diddy was a genius. Now, when it comes to making money, Diddy was a genius. Okay? Diddy was a genius. The problem with Diddy is Diddy started using substances. And Diddy wanted to be a star. And you can't be the CEO of the label and a star. It won't work. So when you mix him, the fact that he went from executive producer to trying to be the rapper and be the star, that's a conflict of interest with your other. If I'm rapping and I own a label, you're a rapper, you're not going to be comfortable. That's the first mistake. Start using substances. That's the second mistake. Start aging. That's the third mistake. Because a lot of women and men, when they start aging, they start over whooping. They let their age affect them. I got this gray hair and stuff. You know how many people come over here when they get mad, the first thing they want to do, they want to talk about my age, right? This is done, and this affects some people. So now you getting older, so now you want to still prove you a man. You want to show how many women you could be with. You might start having ED. So now you're tripping like Diddy. And so that's what all of that going on in his head ruined him. He didn't want to just face, bro, you too old to be chasing women like that. Chill. You chasing women more now, more than you was when you was younger. What's wrong with you? Trying to prove what you're doing. He had practiced it with men and women. Well, that's what I say, substances. The substances, that's not just him. You got to understand, he was born in a house of prostitution. He was raised. His daddy was a pimp and a hustler that got unalive because he was a snitch. His mama was a madam. She ran, okay? His mama was doing what he doing. That's why she had court. She know where he got it from. Richard Pryor raised the same way. So Diddy was raised in that. He's got issues. But none of those issues would have materialized if he didn't use substances. If he would have stayed away from the substances, he would have been fine. He got to use so much substance, he really almost OD'd a few times. Like he's lucky to be alive. Like he was really using a lot. I don't know if y'all listening to the thing, but he was really a fiend, like a lot. A whole lot. Because you got to understand, their generation, what messed their generation up, put it in the chat, what messed their generation up. Let me see if y'all know. What happened to Diddy's generation? What caused all of this? What caused all of this with Diddy's generation? Because I was in the business and it creeped into my world too. I had to get that straight. Nope. X. Quaylen answered it. X. Watch this. Watch this. Look. Look what he said. He told it all right there. Look what it say. He say, some say the X makes the sex spectacular. Make me lick you from your neck to your back. Then you're shivering, tongue delivering chills up and down that spine. See? That's what all these problems started way back then. Is that it? I'm looking here tonight with R. Kelly, right? Okay. And what was R. Kelly doing? What was R. Kelly doing? And that's what crashed the whole industry. The industry wasn't tripping like that until ecstasy. Facts. These are absolute facts. And then they start doing all that crazy stuff. They start the men with the men, the women with the women, everybody with everybody, because that take you out your mind. I remember I had 4 rappers, I think, at that time. I had 6, but I think at this time I had 4. We was doing something. We was at Navy Pier. We was at Navy Pier sitting out on the pier at some picnic tables. I think we had went down there to shoot a video or something. I forgot what we went to do. I got to ask one of them. And they sitting at the picnic table and they just guzzling down. They all got whole quarts of orange juice. And the way they was drinking it, I said, why y'all drinking that orange juice like that? And they told me they had ecstasy. And they said, you got to drink the orange juice so something would happen if you didn't drink the orange juice. So you had to keep drinking orange juice or something bad would happen. I forgot what they told me. And I told them, y'all put that stuff down. You know what I mean? Leave that stuff alone. That's how Diddy went bad. Ecstasy. That they caught him with. I think he got some in this case. I think they found some in the house. Along with other things. Real talk. That's what ruined him. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show it to you. And he better pray that this person don't show up. This is the young girl that they flew from Michigan to New York, right? And did all kind of stuff to her till they got her to Diddy. Diddy took a picture of her on his lap. She like 14, 16, something like that. Flew her. See, if when this come up, they ain't said nothing about this yet. I wouldn't be surprised if this young lady don't come testify. But look at his face. He owned that ex. If you know about people that abuse, you can see it. Why would you fly a minor on a private jet from Detroit, have your assistant tell her that she got to sleep with him first in order for him to introduce her to Diddy? Brings her all the way to New York. Who would take a picture with her on their lap? Look, he not in his right mind. Look at him. Anybody know about abuse could see. Look at his face. He gone. Because he know this is jailbait and he know this. Why would you take a picture? Because he gone. You make bad decisions. Look at his face. Look at him. He gone. What is this? What is all this? He don't know what he doing. What do the hand stuff got to do with you got a minor on your lap, bro? What is this with a minor on your lap? Somebody like, come on, bro, you look crazy. He don't know what he's doing. He just throw up something. And took a picture. And gave her, I think, a copy of picture. I think this picture came from her. Who do that? All that stuff. Aaron Hall. See how Aaron Hall was looking? Gone. Jodeci. See how Jodeci? R. Kelly. Jodeci. Go back and look at them. They were strung out. They were strung out. Taking that stuff. And then you start, look, he ain't strung out. He's strung out. You got to know what you're looking at. Gone. Strung out. Gone out of his mind. Messing with that stuff. Messing with that stuff and gone out of his mind. Gone. Gone out of his mind. It's sad because you sober up and you be in court. And nobody going to take that as no legitimate excuse. So it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It ain't, I didn't like him, but it ain't nothing. I wouldn't wish this on nobody, what he going through. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. The man wasn't in his right mind. They ain't gonna take that for. They don't care nothing about that. The man lost his mind. No, that man wanted to do that. No, that man wanted to do that. That man wanted. That's a big time Hollywood guy. That's a big time. That's Zach. That's Zach. Yeah, that's Zach. Zach, you know, I ain't tease the tale, so y'all gotta look it up. But he's a designer. He was with it. Yeah, because Mace was messing with them transsexuals down there in Atlanta. Everybody remember? See what it say? We know these photos of Diddy and fashion designer Zach Posen were taken during Fashion Week back in September. But after much debate, the Hollywood team agreed to publish them for those of you who haven't seen them. According to the Wall Street Journal, Diddy and Posen recently cut a business deal where Diddy will become an equal partner in Posen's 3-year-old fashion business at Hollywood. We believe in close business partnerships, but these photos beg the question, how close is too close? See what it said at the top? Photos of Diddy and designer Zach Posen set off Hollywood's gaydar, not radar. See what they said? See? See, he had lost his mind. I mean, anybody could see it. The man went crazy. He ain't went crazy. He ain't went crazy because you got to understand that them parties, they all gone, tough woman. So they all gone. They go to the party, they take stuff, and they all gone. Nobody in their right mind. So it don't got nothing to do with the dude being white. It got something to do. They own that stuff. Look, he ain't on nothing on this picture. This the perfect picture to show. Look, who do that? This is the picture that shows what really happened to Diddy. Look, look at the brother in the gray shirt looking the other way laughing. Look how they looking at him. Look at the dude right here, almost at the fish smiling. Like they don't know what to say because it's Diddy. Look. And he got the mic in his hand. You understand? You see what I'm saying? Poor guy. You know what I'm saying? He next thing you know, he wake up in prison. He wake up in jail, right? He been doing that. This is a long time, all the way up to now. He wake up, he's sober up, locked up, and he in court fighting for his life when he sober up. And if the addiction too bad, he getting people to bring it in there and still on it. This shows you why he in trouble. This is the real reason he in trouble. Because a man like this will do anything strange for no change. Look, he's crazy. Look. Crazy. He's crazy. He had went crazy on that stuff. He was taking everything. Y'all been listening to the court cases? The man went crazy. Look. The man went crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like ain't like he was out there doing all that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was just out there just like that. You know, it ain't like he was just out there. He had serious problems. You know, it's serious problem. You know what I'm saying? He was out his mind, basically. The man was straight up crazy. So what can I say? The man was crazy. Because when he was shooting his films, he was shooting like bootleg. He was shooting his own porn, and he just liked them to be shiny for some reason. When that's what I'm saying. When you got substance abuse, you be thinking crazy. So he be thinking crazy. Look, stuff he had at the freak offs. MDMA, that's the X, ketamine, and GHB. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's some strong, man, listen. That's some of the strongest stuff you could take right there. Okay? He taking it all. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that stuff make you function is is crazy. I really never liked it. I experimented in high school. I started experimenting in high school. I think that's when I started experimenting. I don't think I was experimenting in seventh, eighth grade. I got to think about it. But for sure in high school. And it take control of you and be in your right mind. It'll make you do some stuff so you end up in prison because you're not really there. So he basically lost his mind, basically. Lost his mind and woke up locked up. If he woke up, he might be in there still using. It's hard to get off for some people. Yeah, he was tripping. And then, things happen when you do that stuff. Things happen. You know what I mean? And ain't no telling who gave it to him either. Ain't no telling who he was getting stuff from. He was around a lot of people. Okay? And they all do it. They all do it. He was at weird parties doing weird stuff. You know what I mean? He'll never be the same though after this. And he know too much. So you ain't seen nothing yet. He know too much. He know too much. And that ain't healthy. So you ain't seen nothing yet. He know too much. He know too much. That's how they beat when you get on that level. That's how they be. And if you don't want to get down with that, then they shun you. But you can just be a regular person like me, and if you go around, they'll get you into it. What happened? They get you in, you get around, you get some money, but then your addiction make you blow the money and make you mess everything up. So you end up worse than you was. Diddy is the devil. I wouldn't say the devil. I wouldn't say he's the devil. He just got caught up in that stuff. When you get caught up in that stuff, then it's the devil that got him on it. So he can't be the devil and the devil controlled him. So it's the devil that got him on it. Basically. So it's not just him, it's more behind it. Like when you take these substances, okay, you got like spirits. That's why I do spirituality. Because like you got a soul. And sometimes if you don't live right and you pass away and you negative, then your soul is not allowed to find another body to live in. So your soul become a ghost, becomes a spirit. That's why I do spirituality. Because spirits are souls that can't find a body and they need a body. So there's certain things you can eat and there's certain things you can take that allow these spirits to enter your body. That's what's called demonic possession. And that's what be going on. So soon as you get it, if you look and anywhere, you're going to see the opportunity for possession. I don't care if it's gangs or whatever. It's no coincidence that the gangbangers be saying they demons. They be possessed. For real. And you can open yourself up to that by taking these substances. Because you have positive substances and you have negative substances. And the positive substances are going to be plant-based, and the negative going to be chemicals. So you're taking all this ketamine and all this MDA and all that. Yeah, you messing with things that open up the dark side to allow things to come inside of you. Then when them things come inside of you, they're going to have you do something crazy. And then when the punishment comes, they're going to leave you. Now, he wasn't, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. I'm giving you game. You're not listening. What's your name? Danny. You're not listening to what I'm telling you. Listen, everybody is avoiding demons. All of us. All of us got demons coming at you. So when you say he fighting demons, that's incorrect. Demons was coming at him and he let them enter. Then that's when you be fighting them once you let them enter. But it's not fair to say he fighting demons because we all is trying to keep demons off. So it's not like he's this bad person. No, he fell to what a lot of people is being tempted to do. So every day you fighting them. You fighting them from getting inside of you. Every day you fighting that. Every day. Every day you fighting demons. He didn't fight them and invited them in. He wasn't fighting them. Once you accept that, you're not fighting them. So once you go out here, you start using chemicals and stuff, you ain't fighting demons, you accepting them. No, it don't work like that. You can't say tell demons to get away and go eat no dead flesh, bro. Did you eat some meat? When the last time you ate meat? See? So you ain't getting what I'm saying. You was not, man, listen. They can't come inside you, let them in. Look on your left. ADVIL. Put the E in there, and what's that? A devil. A devil. I'll leave. Something take you over and you leave. Tie. What y'all know about tie? The word tie. Tylenol. So no. There's no righteousness in no unalived animal. You eating a pig that's not here. You eating a cow that was slaughtered. That's not righteousness. And you taking it in. And what else is coming in with it? So you can't say, oh, he, you can't say, oh, he. No, ain't none of that. No, demons don't think they can come inside of you. They try to come inside of you, and you let them in. And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, there met him two possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way. And behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Christ, thou Son of God? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time? And there was a good way off from them, and herd of many swine feeding. So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, go. And when they were come out, they went into the herd of pigs. And behold, the whole herd of pigs ran violently down a steep place into the sea, and perished in the waters. And they that kept them fled, and went their ways into the city, and told everything, and what was befallen to the possessed of the devils. And behold, the whole city came out to meet Christ. And when they saw him, they besought him that he would depart out of their coast. So they told him to get the hell out of here. Because all the pigs, when they killed themselves, when they cast the devil out of the man, casted bad uh, things out into these animals. You understand? So imagine people that went and got them, would have went and got them pigs and ate them. I'm trying to tell you. When you use substances, that's witchcraft. Witches used to make this potion and rub it on them, and they would think they would be flying. And the whole story about them flying on brooms. No, they would rub that stuff on their body, and they wasn't flying on brooms. So just think, okay? Listen, they wasn't flying on brooms, y'all. You got to read between the lines, okay? I can't say over here, but I can tell you this. Just look at this picture. Look at the broom. Look what she holding in front of her. Look how she holding the broom. What that remind you of? Look right here. What do we call a cat? Or what kind of cat? A pea cat, right? Why is the pea cat on the broom, and why she holding the broom like that? You understand? I can't tell y'all. But no, they wasn't flying on the broom. They was doing something else with the broom. They would rub this potion on them. Okay? Here go another one. See the pea cat on the broom? They giving you the hints. See the Pussy cat? See what I said? They had substances they used to make and rub on their skin, and they would hallucinate. That's why you can't mess with that LSD, that crystal meth, that mescaline, the heroin. You can't. That stuff. That's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. And he was in the witchcraft heavily. That's why he's suffering. He was definitely in the witchcraft. That's why he was out there at the Burning Man. That's where they all be at. He had went on the dark side. That's why he was out here with them. And when you go to the dark side, you sell your soul, but then you thinking you selling it and you got to pay way later, but you have to pay right when everything's going good. Now you're like, dang, I got to pay you right now. Like, that was the deal whenever I come to get it. So them brothers just got themselves caught up on the dark side. Trust me, them events was super dark, super satanic, super. And the women was willing to deal with it if they could be the top woman. So they was competing. They was competing to do whatever. And when I say whatever, whatever, They would underlive somebody and might have for him. Yeah, people might have got unalived by him. They gonna do whatever he say. I'm telling you. They gonna do whatever he say. Whatever he say, they gonna do it. All kind of craziness. And all type of powerful people is involved with it. All type of powerful people is involved with it. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. Why Diddy got his tongue out his mouth? I'm saying, what's going on, Dre? Why Diddy got his tongue out his mouth like that? So y'all see what it is. At the end of the day, he the only one they want to see go down because he's a threat. He's the only one they after. Everybody else gonna get immunity. Everybody else. So that's that, y'all. Thanks for participating. It don't get no crazier than that. And go follow and subscribe. Make sure you support the channel because we can't do this without your support. We got more bigger things coming up. I'm going to let y'all know. And support the channel and make sure you subscribe to Pharaoh Said That Live. Victory.